You're listening to the Ballet Piano Podcast, lifting the lid on dance accompaniment.
Hello listeners and Happy New Year. It's 2022. I hope you've had a fantastic celebration. Here we are back again for the Ballet Piano Podcast. My name is Chris Hobson and as always I am joined by my good friend Mr. Matt Gregory.
Hello listeners.
My gorgeous colleague and friend Mr. David Yao.
Hello.
And my even more gorgeous and more closer friend and sometimes acquaintance, my wife, Akiko Hobson.
Hi, I'm still alive.
I'm glad you're still alive. How was the pregnancy over the Christmas? You survived?
Yeah.
Just.
Good. So we're going to start the new year off with a big one, which I struggled to say. How many show tunes is a show tune too many? I did it! I got it right. So that's the big question for the start of 2022. How many show tunes is a show tune too many?
Why did this question come up? Because we were having this discussion. How
You discussed it with the Godfather, I think, at one point.
did I?
I think so.
Is
What
it
did he
because
say?
you guys played too many?
I don't know.
Well, you can never play too many show tunes. That's my answer. Never.
No, I think another pianist decided to throw me some shade.
Right.
As Matt that plays all the show tunes. Oh, that's just what he does. That's his. He can only do that, which isn't true. And then that got me thinking.
Is that where it came from?
I think so.
Right.
I think so.
Because then you could say that, oh, it's Chris, it's that northerner who only ever plays Oasis for stuff. A little bit true. Or Akiko who only plays music from the Studio Ghibli films.
Is that short tune?
Well, not show tune technically, but yeah,
No.
show tunes.
I play tunes that are enjoyable, and a lot of show tunes are rememberable.
Yeah.
And musicals are generally happy places, so the music tends to be really uplifting, rousing, happy,
And
with a
it's-
lot of energy, and the
Yeah.
tunes are always also good, and people
And
know
it's
them.
got lots of different accents and things, so it's easy to use.
I want to play stuff that makes the studio look happy. I want to bring
Yeah.
happiness into the studio, and I think a lot of show tunes do that. Obviously, you've got to pick your moments, you've got to read the room, which we'll
Yeah.
discuss in a later episode. But
Yeah,
I think show tunes overall are good because people can sing to them. Now, I know that goes against a certain course that some teachers might take that say, oh, don't get students or dancers to sing along with the music because then they think about their movement in a different way. But just because a melody has got a vocal line doesn't mean that you have to sing it and physicalize it. You sing it in your head. It doesn't have to be a physical breathing with that. But then, I don't know, David, does that help sometimes? If the end of a phrase is at the end of 8 counts or 16 counts, you finish that particular set of the choreography and you breathe to go on to the next beat. You've got to breathe as a dancer.
I was going to say,
haven't
for me, that would be a really good idea. And the one reason why I would actually say sing out loud.
and I know teachers that make the dancers sing to help
Because-
their breathing and phrasing.
Exactly. Because some dancers don't know. And they get very confused. And as soon as they do open their mouths and they have to actually sing, yes, they get embarrassed. But once they've got over that public speaking thing, they actually do realise that they've not been phrasing or understanding what phrasing means at all in their dancing. So it's an eye-opener. I think it's really good. I think
Show
everybody should do
tunes are
it.
so well known, aren't they? I mean,
Absolutely.
it doesn't matter. I know it's more well known in some cultures than others, but they pretty much cross all cultural and religious boundaries, don't
Yeah.
they? Show tunes, they're there.
Yeah, you recently did a whole Sondheim class, didn't you? Because of we lost
So
Sondheim recently.
after Sondheim passed, I was lucky enough to
Yeah.
play for David, and I don't know why. I decided I was going to I'm going to go for Sondheim and see how it goes, because we've been to the theatre together a few times, seen a couple of Sondheim stuff, and online, when it was the pandemic, we did like little watch parties and things. So we'll start off. Pliés, bog standard 3/4. Like, losing my mind. Great fun. Beautiful melody, sorry. But I've never played it for ballet before. I was like, well, I know it's not square. I was like, but I can count. I've been doing this job a long time. I'm sure I can make it work. So I was counted, but I'd realised halfway through I was counted along with the original phrasing of Sondheim. Well, I hadn't actually made it square for ballet. So at this point, I don't know, I was 3/8 in or 5/8 in, David. And I was like, oh no, I ruined this. But I looked across the studio and everybody was okay. I was like, okay, right, if I go on somewhere, because I don't even know, I might have had it in a random 4-bar phrase. And so if I just sort of go on this random vamp between 4 and 8 bars, I'll watch for them go for the sort of like the suitor and then turn around, and then we'll go for the next side, and then I'll just blag it for the second side, and I'm sure it'll all work out. But that was a fun class because I forgot about so many of the Sondheim melodies. That I had to blag it slightly because we ended up doing a bit of West Side Story and Gypsy, where he was the lyricist. I was like, well, it's a technicality, isn't it? I suppose. That was fun. I enjoyed those classes.
It was good, yeah. And also, I mean, yes, they are fun, but they're also emotional as well.
Yeah.
So you get a different kind of a feeling in the class when that happens, and you know it's good for the dancers to feel more than just, oh, here's a tune.
Yeah. And I mean, let's focus on Sondheim for just a second. You can go from something as flippant as Comedy Tonight to Losing My Mind, and it was brilliant. I forgot the range of music that this guy had written, and actually how adaptable it can be.
Yeah,
he's
amazing. He was
very
amazing.
enjoyable.
But could you build a whole class on show tunes? Because there's some specific rhythms in classical music. Do you know where I'm going with this?
I think so.
Like you.
Go for it. Go on.
I'm not entirely sure what I mean, but there's classical music. There's some rhythms in classical music that really benefit ballet exercises.
But then
you know what I mean.
You can use a similar rhythm, but just put a different melody over the top.
Yeah, I suppose.
Take Maria that we've all played for a fondue from West Side Story. It's not a tango or a habanera, is it? It's sort of lilting towards that, but it's not. But if you tighten it up and make it a habanera and you just put that beautiful floating melody over the top, you've got a beautiful habanera.
So basically, you can just steal the melody and then change the accompaniment part to be suitable.
Yeah, but we all do that
anyway.
We all do
don't
that
we?
for everything.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if I'm really scraping the bottom of the barrel, I'll play "Perfect Day" for it's such a perfect day for a Grand Batman on cloche and just make it a waltz. It's not a waltz at all, but it will fit on the rhythm.
So, what is everybody's favourite show tune for class then?
I've got a lot.
You are like a king of show.
I like show tunes.
I wish I know as much as you guys do, but I think we're, like Japan, like we have lots of shows, but it's not historically as active as Europe. So I think I know less than you guys do.
I like it when you play The King and I for Grand Batman.
Oh yeah, I like that one. Yeah.
Is that the March of the Children?
It gives a really strong accent. It's quite nice. I like it.
I always play I Enjoy Being a Girl.
Yeah.
From the Flower Drum song. And, people of a certain age will know that. And teachers generally know it, but the kids don't really know it.
Or if you've got a load of butch guys in the company and you can play them, I Enjoy Being a Girl.
Well, I Feel Pretty.
Everybody loves a bit of I Feel Pretty.
Yeah.
Oh, what's the other one for frappes? Officer Krupke from West Side Story.
Yeah, that's nice.
Or tonight.
Yeah.
Gosh, I'm singing, sorry. I quite like medleys as well. I do like a good medley, like a Queen, like my Queen thingy for Pliés or I don't know, I Dreamed a Dream and On My Own for West Side Story. From Les Mis, because you can bang that. That's two sides of a plie. It's 128 counts, nice and easy.
Because I did a Lloyd Webber medley for our Ballet Volume 1.
For the Ballet Piano
podcast
CD,
Volume
1
class CD,
which you can find if you search back on your emails. You can still download it or stream it, and there will be a second volume coming this year.
I was going to ask, when's the next one coming out?
Next one's coming. We've all just got to get into our own separate little studios and just fine tune what we've already done, but we'll be there.
Yeah. Which is first, the baby or the second volume?
Baby.
Okay.
I think.
Are you sure?
I don't know. Possibly. Let me know what the joint account looks like in terms of money, then we'll see how quickly we get on with it.
I'll let you know.
I love Carousel. Carousel Waltz is my favourite.
You love it, don't you?
Yeah.
I do.
Oh, your face, though. So we went to watch Carousel. We were lucky at, was it Regent's
Regent's
Park
Park.
Open Air in the summer last year.
Oh, that was beautiful.
And then, so that was the Saturday we went. There was a few of us went. And then Monday morning, here we go. It's Carousel time.
I think me and Chris did the same thing. Okay, let's get the tune for David.
Actually, because I was lucky enough, I played for your assessments last year. And David did I I can't remember if it was Port de Bras in the centre. Was it Cicchetti inspired Port de Bras with no introduction?
Was.
So David was sat next to the piano for the assessments. And I was like, David, are you going to do 2 groups or 3? Oh, I might do 3. We'll see how they feel on the day. I was like, right, I really want to play If I Loved You and You'll Never Walk Alone, but I haven't got another big one from Carousel to play, so can you only do 2 groups? He says, I'll let you know. I was like, oh, you guess. And then it was actually quite a special little moment at the time, because you go like this. Ready, prepare, and then the music started. It was really good. I enjoyed that.
It
and
was fabulous.
They have the same sort of crescendo in the last, I think the 7th phrase or something. It was brilliant. I enjoyed that a lot.
It really worked. It's fabulous.
You know, sometimes when you play for David, so David has this
Why does he look worried?
level of anger towards the student. Level 1, level 2, level 3, and then if it's like above level 3, he looks quite scary, but I think he does it on purpose because they're not concentrating or whatever the reason it is. And then I know it's nothing to do with me, but when he's like level 3 above, playing a fun show tune started to feel like very inappropriate, and I started to feel a little bit nervous. And I always wanted to ask if it's okay to keep playing a show tune.
It is.
Okay, because you look quite angry sometimes.
But not at you.
No, last year you texted me, Kiko. I was at home, I was a bit sick. You texted me one day, like, I'll just play for David, but he got to level 3, and I was constantly smashing up Mariah Carey all I want for Christmas.
To lighten the mood.
It just sounds a bit inappropriate.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
If the teacher's going in a certain direction,
Yeah.
you feel like the music should match. I feel that as well.
It was
I've
his
been
anger,
in that situation, not with David though. But I know what you mean.
Don't play some of the greatest hits from the South Park movie.
Or anything from Avenue Q or something.
Avenue Q's brilliant.
Oh, I love that.
We went to see that a couple of years ago, pre-COVID, and then Avenue Q was in class for a week. But actually, I think that's the thing with musical theatre. I mean, obviously, opera has it, classical music, everything has it, but it's something very easily accessible about musical theatre, and the range of emotions is it's immediate, or if you play it, it takes you back to that time, or you remember the lyrics, or you remember what you were watching. And it's, for a class, be it, younger kids who are 11 or 12 who are going to be semi-aware of it, or pros in the company, or people who've retired and just still enjoy going having a bit of a ballet class in an open class. The emotions are immediately there, and it's understood by everybody. So it's I find show tunes really accessible.
It's magic.
Yeah, and actually, it comes into the umbrella of popular music.
Yeah.
But, and Jonathan Still, our friend, made a valid point that at one point or another, the arias from operas that we play were once popular music.
Yeah.
Against classical music of the time.
Yeah.
The opera music was considered popular music. So that obviously has crept into class over history.
Yeah.
And then as popular music moves on, there was a time where jazz was considered popular music.
Yeah.
As as musical history comes on. And so it's just what's happening now, isn't it?
Yeah.
When show tunes became popular.
So if we keep playing for ballet classes until we're 120, and then Adele is going to be a classical tune.
Yes. I think maybe if we get to 160. But actually, that's true how music's perceived, isn't it? There's a colleague of our wider colleague circle who'll remain nameless, who was saying that she played the ABBA tune "Gimme Gimme Gimme" for a warm-up for a class, which we won't disclose on, but then was berated by the teacher afterwards, saying actually that's really inappropriate because do you know what the lyrics of this are? And she responded by saying, well, do you know the lyrics and the meanings behind some of the arias from the opera? Do you know what they are? And he's like, oh no, I don't. So she went on to tell him in detail about some of the meanings from the arias and what was going on in the opera at the time. Forgotten about that. So what we've learned is basically show tunes are great, isn't it? I think.
Coming from a musical theatre background, I would say yes.
Coming from a classically trained background at Cheetham School of Music in Manchester, I would say that show tunes are fantastic, which is possibly why I'm not asked to go and be a guest speaker or a lecturer for anything in that institution ever.
That's funny. But even like, because some of the show tunes, because I'm not as knowledgeable as you guys, I think even like young generation, like if they don't know the particular tune, but they still find it quite inspiring and fun, I think.
They're so accessible. They
Yeah.
really are. And they really want to make you get up and do something.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's a dance tune anyway. It's just
Totally.
different format, isn't it?
Yeah, and actually, some of the big Richard Rodgers waltzes that are in musicals, they're in the ballets within musicals.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
they're,
that was when
they're music
the
to
ballet
dance
girls
to.
would come in. And the
Yeah, or-
dancers would come in and do the dancing section of a musical theatre piece, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
And they'd sort of
Because I
trad
I
musicals.
play things from Slaughter on 10th Avenue, which is the ballet within On Your Toes.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, it's a show tune, but it's a ballet. You know, it's balance tune,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
So
It works.
yeah.
Totally works.
So, and actually, I was just thinking, Akiko, when you were saying about David earlier, when to play a show tune and when not almost goes in with reading the room, doesn't it? And knowing what's appropriate at a particular time. And that unwritten thing, which I think you possibly only learn with time, maybe, or experience.
I can imagine you pick a very inappropriate one for the.
I once worked somewhere with somebody. I didn't do it, but you know, we've got the reverence when the
I
artistic
didn't do it.
No, I didn't. I promise. I was still really quite green at this point, so I didn't really know. I didn't even know that a reverence was only 8 bars, but I was educated by something. You know, it's going to be 8 bars. If the artistic director only comes in, if the guest comes in, it's 4 bars. Usually it's just one reverence. He said, "I'm dying to play the stripper when the artistic director." Which is like, I'll go like this. Da, 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 da. It's just, I can't really finish it off. I don't know if she ever got around to it. Brilliant. Maybe it's her who inspired me to be such a pain in the backside. In the class. Right, I think we're there, aren't we? We've decided show tunes are brilliant for everything.
Definitely.
There you go. It's a very in-depth first episode for 2020. But yeah, we're going to be back with so many more with you, for you. Sorry. So yeah, please stay connected with us on the social media platforms via our website at balletpianopodcast.com. And if you want to speak to us personally, it's balletpianopodcast@gmail.com. If you've got anything really important you want to ask Akiko about pregnancy, you can find her on Instagram.
I'll tell you all about it.
You can't find David on Instagram. He doesn't like it. He doesn't do it. And then Matt shares amazing stories on there. And I just stalk Matt's stories. So here we go. Let's make 2022 a good one. And we look forward to entertaining you throughout the year. Look forward to speaking to you soon. It's goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me.
Bye-bye.
Bye.